The first one is all about pre-order timing with the Galaxy S24 phones in India. Now, this could happen really, really soon, as early as tomorrow. The latest from Ishan Agarwal is that the Samsung VIP Pass, pre-reserve pass sales in India could start as soon as tomorrow for 1,999 rupees. Will go on until January 18th, and pre-order/sales for the S24 series might start on January 19th. So if you live in India and you like to take advantage of their pre-order or VIP sales, however they put it, you should be able to maybe as early as tomorrow. Now, it's not definitive right at this second, but he's got a really good track record with knowing these kinds of things, especially in India, because that's where he lives. And he's got a great, again, he's just got a huge, great track record of leaks and things like that. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on this one. But if you're in India, you should definitely keep your eyes peeled on this one in terms of maybe getting free orders and free gifts and all that kind of stuff. So check it out. Now, yesterday we spoke about pre-order gifts that'll happen in Korea, and that being you getting a free storage upgrade, you getting discounted prices on Galaxy Buds FE and or their Galaxy watches. And we haven't really spoken about America. I've had my own hypotheses, and this is another hypothesis, and it goes against what we heard with what Korea's getting in, and I kind of think it's probably going to be quite something similar that they're getting with what we're getting. So this tweet was put out by Bennett, and he's saying that the S24 series US pre-order deals, and again, this is hypotheses, free storage upgrade, just like last year, and I agree, I think we'll definitely get that. Discounts on Galaxy Watch 6 and Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. I agree with that. I think it won't be the Galaxy Buds FE. When you think of the Galaxy series, especially the Ultra series, they're not going to give you the Buds FE. It would be the Buds 2 Pro at this point, because we don't have the Galaxy Buds 3 yet out. Extra trade-in value promotion, not certain, and they've done that in the past, and it's probably right again about that we'll get a little bit extra trade-in value with it, maybe like $100 more versus what we got with last year's and all stuff like that. So you have to expect, again, not amazing gifts that we're gonna get. Storage upgrade is nice, but in terms of getting free stuff, I don't know, I kind of feel like I don't know, I go back and forth. I can see it happen, can see it not happening. I hope it does happen. I'd rather get free money towards it rather than just getting discounted prices on things that I might not want. I'd rather get stuff I can get with what I want, because honestly, I don't need another pair of Buds 2 Pro, and I don't probably need a Watch 6. I have been using the Pixel Watch still to this point. So yeah, I think that's what we're probably gonna end up seeing, or something very, very similar to that. The time has come for the Galaxy S24, 24 Plus, and 24 Ultras pre-reservation. This is like the pre-order. You wanna do this, guys. Why? It does a couple of things. It's gonna lock you in, reading from the fine print, that you'll get $50 extra credit when you do this, which is awesome. But then also, it gets things in line for you when you're gonna pre-order the phone. So that's why I recommend doing it. It's a great thing. I always do it every single time. It's a good, safe bet. It reminds you that your order and it's ready to be pre-ordered. That way, if you're not always watching the news and you forget, or even if you do watch the news all the time and you forget, it's just a good thing to do overall to get your pre-order ready. This is gonna be an awesome phone, guys. 24 Plus and 24 Ultra are gonna be awesome. And they've been awesome every year, and I can guarantee this is gonna be probably the phone of the year, at least in most people's eyes, especially on the slab phone side. This is gonna have everything. It's gonna have a great camera, it's gonna have great speed, it's gonna have great software, it's gonna have great overall support of software and updates for years to come, and tons of features and so much more. So let's check out this pre-order page, what it looks like. So you can see when you go there, it's gonna say Zoom with Galaxy AI. AI is coming, and reserve to get $50 in Samsung credit for up to $1,020 in savings when you pre-order the newest phone from Galaxy. So again, you'll get $50 of Samsung credit, and you'll also get up to $1,020 in savings, most likely with trade-in and any other credits or free gifts they give you with it. Now, first name, last name, email, phone number if you want, and then you hit reserve now. And then from there, what you're gonna see is gonna say thank you for your reservation, watch for an email with information on how to redeem your exclusive offer when you pre-order, get excited with what's coming soon, and tune into, you can see Galaxy Unpacked officially January 17th, 10 a.m. live on Samsung.com. And below that, you can tell them which device you plan on trading in. I chose the S23 Ultra, but you can trade in a plethora of different devices on different manufacturers as well. Everything is linked down below. I'll also pin it in the first comment to make your life easier. Take advantage of it, guys. 50 bucks, great trade-in values, and an awesome phone, and you don't have to remember anything. It'll remind you. Split down the middle with comparison specs of the Pixel 8 versus the Galaxy S24. These are probably two of the best small Android phones that you can buy. Small, right? Any phone that you can buy for that matter. So let's just look at these specs side by side and kind of determine just spec-wise which one would be the best. So here we go. You're seeing that both will have the 120 hertz refresh rate. The Pixel 8 has a lower brightness on there, 2000 versus 2600 on the S24. Processor will be the Tensor G2 on that Pixel 8 versus the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. There's no contest there. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 destroys it every time. Glass versus Gorilla Glass Armor. Obviously the Snapdragon of the S24 Gorilla Glass would beat that. As for the cameras, you got 50 and 12 megapixels, and then on the S24, you're looking at 50, 12, and 10. Camera-wise, I mean, I haven't seen the S24 yet, but I've always loved the Pixel 8 cameras. The 3x optical zoom on the S24, and then the storage amounts 128 and 256, and you can get up to 512 on that S24. So what's the better phone, really? I mean, raw spec to spec, it's going to end up being the Galaxy S24, but in terms of what's the better phone overall, it really depends. You got softwares, cameras, everything. We'll have to wait until these phones come out. And our last story is all about the Galaxy S24 series and the exclusive features that it will have. There's two breakdowns of features it'll have, and these actually sound really, really cool. If you want to take advantage of these phones coming out and get up to $150 in credit, by doing the pre-reserve, it's linked down below. It'll be in the pinned comment, and it's also in the body of the description at the top there. So here we go. This is coming from Ahmed, who's saying, Browsing Assist AI, you will see three options. You can highlight the important things, and you can translate it and create a summary. So when you're browsing on the web or whatever, and you want to highlight something, if you highlight it, you can translate it if it's a different language, or translate it from English into another language, or you can create a summary of it. So if it's a big long article, you can highlight the whole thing and then have it create a summary of it. This is great for creating like little bullet points of an article or a story of some sort, so you don't have to read the whole thing. You can get the gist off of that. Makes time. It's really helpful. I've done it myself with some of my news stories. And then lastly, while playing a video in gallery, so if you're in your gallery app, you can now compress a video to make it slow motion on any part within the video without the need for an extra app. So go into your gallery app, choose a portion of the video, and it'll create slow motion video off of that, and you don't need an extra app for it. So you can see some nice things coming to the S24 series of phones. I think that's pretty cool. It's a banger. It has to do with the benchmark score of the S24 Ultra, and it's the most powerful Samsung Galaxy phone ever, and you would expect that with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but it's big score. So here's the scores we're looking at. We're looking at 2261 on the single core and 7025 on the multi-core score. This is a Geekbench score, but just for comparison's sakes, if you take the score from the S23 Ultra, 1893, so it's like 300 points higher than that, and then 6312 on the S23 Ultra for multi-core is about 700 points higher than that. So you can see big performance gains, and you're still gonna get great battery life with this overall. So again, awesome benchmark scores. Next up are camera features, zoom features, things you're gonna be able to do with the camera. This is great. Exclusive information being leaked out here. This has to do with a tweet coming from Ahmed. He's saying that you can do 5x zoom while shooting an 8K video, right? I don't think you could ever zoom in with 8K video if I remember correctly. So with 8K video, you'll be able to zoom in at 5x. You can do 10x zoom in single take, which is cool. That's a little feature they have built into the camera. You can shoot a portrait using 5x zoom. I think before it was limited to 3x, so now you'll be able to do 5x. And the camera, the 50 megapixel camera will be able to do 10x optical quality. So big time zooms and features being added into the cameras of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Our last story of the day you can see right here. Gen 3 is basically confirmed for the S24 Plus in India. I know we have a lot of India viewers. They're in my top 5 of the viewers, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. Some really good news. You'll get it for the S24 Ultra, S24 Plus, but the regular S24 would be the Exynos 2400. It has to do with it's actually an official video that Samsung put out on their YouTube channel. It's more of like a promo of the Galaxy S24, and it goes through the evolution of cell phones and smartphones and things that have been added to these phones throughout the years that made us say kind of maybe wow or yes, I needed that. And they end up ending the video with kind of like a question like, what's next? And it's true, like what is next? I mean, I think this will be the year of AI for Samsung, where they add a lot of cool software features that way and a lot of integration with AI to make our lives easier and simpler and more interesting and more creative, really, in a lot of ways, because if you don't know how to do things with programs or you're bad at it, this will fill in those gaps. So it's kind of cool having those features that puts us all on a level playing field. And beyond that, though, you know, when the specs that are there for the 24, 24 Plus, and 24 Ultra, and those things that we know, you know, those aren't going to potentially be so revolutionary where it's going to be something different. Have, you know, the physical feeling and look of the phone isn't going to be all that different from previous generations, a little bit, but not terribly different. So it really is software this time that's going to add a lot of coolness and interestingness to these phones. But there's something also really cool coming to the S24 line. I don't know if it's going to come to all 3 of them, or just the 24, 24 Plus, or just the 24, or just the Ultra, but they're coming out with these cases. They're already on the flip cases. They're called flip suit cases, and basically what they do is they're a clear case, and then you put a little card behind it, and what it does, it also changes the wallpaper on your phone, so that the wallpaper on your phone and your case all look the same. And it's probably some kind of RFID card with, you know, stuff built into it, so you can, that's how it knows to change your wallpaper. But this is awesome. It has, and they have licenses too. They have like Disney licenses, and I think it was Marvel, Spider-Man, stuff like that. I don't even know if Spider-Man's Marvel. I never pay attention to the superhero stuff, but they have licenses. So you will be able to get some not just like weird looking designs from Samsung, but there's actually some licensed stuff in here as well. So if you're hoping to get a really cool looking case that adds some personality to you, you're gonna be able to get that with the S24 series of phone. The S24, man, we're learning more and more every single day. This time it's the parts cost, so like what's gonna take to repair some of these parts. Now these might not end up being super official costs because these are coming from a Slovenian repair shop for Samsung products, S24, 24 Plus, and 24 Ultra. But let's take a closer, deeper dive look at these prices. So you can see with the ones, you know, if you're concerned with any of these pricings, obviously just get the insurance, and you should be paying either free or way lower. So, I mean, the main ones on here would be like the front glass and, oh, well, really the screen and front glass for 259 bucks, or euros, I should say, on the S24. The front glass, I swear, the S24 Plus, let's see, does that have the front screen? Doesn't say, it just says, oh, there, front glass 175, or screen and front glass for 255. S24 Ultra screen replacement is 375. So you can see it can get pretty expensive, almost to the point where you're like almost buying a cheap phone for some glass replacement. And then you can see all the other costs involved in there, such as battery, which is not too bad. It's almost the same price across the board at 72 euros. But yeah, it can get pretty expensive on here with these costs. So you want to be sure that, you know, you can afford it. Otherwise, you might want to get the insurance. Finally, Samsung's getting something it should have had probably years ago, and it probably could have done years ago, I would assume, but it hasn't. And iPhone has had it, and it's finally time Samsung has it, and that is 4K 60 across all cameras, and you can switch between them as well. So that's amazing. That's right, 4K 60 is coming, as you can see from Ice Universe's tweet. In terms of practicality, a significant improvement in S24 Ultra video is that you can switch all cameras, including front-facing cameras, when recording 4K 60 video. Now, I don't know if it's just for the Ultra version of the S24 or for the other phones as well, but finally, it's gonna be nice to be in 4K 60 all the time and not have to, when I wanna go to, you know, ultra wide, have to switch back to 4K 30. That's a pain in the butt. So this is a nice little change for Samsung phones. What do you guys think? What do you record your video in? 4K 30, 4K 60, 1080, 1080, 60? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greg's TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Kind of a slow news day, but we do have a good story for you, I think anyway. Has to do with the iPhone 15 Pro Max versus the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the main specs side by side of these two phones, and which one really comes out on top. And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna dive a little bit deeper than that as well. So the Galaxy put up the tweet and shows the two. See, on the left-hand side will be the iPhone 15 Pro Max specs, and on the right will be the S24 Ultra specs. So resolution, they're 2796 by 1290. QHD plus on both, and 3120 by 1440, but the resolution on the, well, actually it's not even QHD plus on the iPhone really. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has the higher resolution in both regards, so you got to give the resolution look to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. But then what about when it comes to nits, brightness? Which one's got the brighter display? Well, again, the S24 Ultra, 2600 nits of brightness versus 2000 nits of brightness. So seeing these phones outdoors and viewable in those content, both are gonna look great. S24 Ultra is gonna bring it to a higher level though. So if you're always outside and it's always sunny where you are, it's gonna be great for that. Or maybe you just don't like to always have a bright display. Again, the S24 Ultra is gonna do a great job with it. A17 Pro versus the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Both of these are super powerful. Sometimes the A17 Pro will win, sometimes the 8 Gen 3 will win in terms of what you're doing. Apple has an amazing first, real AAA games to play with. I'm not talking about, they don't have Fortnite, Android and Galaxy do, but they do have Resident Evil, which one was it? They have one of the newest Resident Evil games. I think it was Resident Evil 4 remake on there, or one of the Resident Evils they do for sure. They've got some real big AAA games on there, and they're gonna continue to get them as well. Something that I would love to see come to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and hell, maybe it will, but I mean, at least you can play Fortnite, and there's also other games you can play that'll take advantage of that 8 Gen 3 processor. So tons of power with both. It's hard to choose either one, you know, in terms of win, but since I'm an Android guy, I'll choose the 8 Gen 3 because it does win in some benchmarks. Cameras, look at the huge difference in cameras in terms of just megapixels alone. And I know megapixels don't tell the big story, but 48, 12, 12 versus 250, 12, and 10, it's crazy. S24 Ultra is way higher megapixels on there. It's also got the better zoom up to 100x, and it has all that built-in AI stuff as well, that the iPhone does have some algorithms built into there that will take advantage and process the photo some on there. So again, it's gonna come down to what you like better. Galaxy usually takes a brighter, more saturated photo versus the iPhone. When you put both of these photos up, a lot of the time, if they're both, you know, great quality, people are going to choose the Galaxy version because it's brighter and more saturated. It's more attractive to people's eyes. But again, the cameras will have to test on there. Optical zoom, 5x and 3x, and then 5x, so it's basically the same. Battery, much bigger battery on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, 5,000 milliamps, 4422 on the 15 Pro Max. Battery tells a lot though, because now with the new processors from Snapdragon, the 8 Gen 2 and then the 8 Gen 3 that's gonna be on the 24 Ultra, you're gonna get amazing, amazing battery life so that you don't have to be like, oh man, I need to get some more battery. Huge battery in there for the most part. And I know this phone's with bigger batteries, but big battery, especially for Western phones, 5,000 milliamps. And then an amazing processor in there, so you're getting all the power and the battery life. So I would guess I don't know yet because the 24 Ultra is not out yet, but I would guess, I bet you the 24 Ultra will end up getting better battery life out of the two phones. And you can reserve it now, which is great. So if you want to take advantage of the reserve, I'll link it down below. And the 24 Ultra is going to be a freaking crazy phone, guys. I know, there's all the AI features and all the software updates with One UI 6.1. There is all the power behind this phone. It's the best phone that Samsung will probably put out all year, in terms of everything that it has. It's gonna have the best cameras, the best display, it's gonna have the most power. It's literally gonna be spec for spec, most likely the best phone that they release all year. I hope it's not. I hope the Z Fold 6 beats it, but usually the Z Fold 6 has to be dumbed down a little bit versus the 24 Ultra versions of the phone. But what do you guys think about these two phones? Which do you think is the better phone? And why? I mean, you even got the Android iOS thing. I love Android. I love Samsung, and a lot of people love iOS. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.